Hello everyone, welcome to the Flight Sim Tech. Today we're in Sacramento, California at Sacramento International Airport. We're going to be in the Cessna 172. We're going to go out VFR, follow the Sacramento River over to the American River, which will lead us all the way to Folsom Lake, where we'll do a few passes and then make our way back along the river back to this airport. Now this is the Aerosoft Sacramento International Airport, and paired up with the Orbx Northern California, which I don't go out flying around enough, and I really recommend you do that in a slower plane like this so you can really take it in and enjoy it all. Fly a little lower and see what they did, because this is a great scenery with a lot of detail. Special place in my heart because I grew up around this area. So to have this airport, which I've flown in and out of many times before, more times than I can count, paired up with the NorCal scenery, it's really cool to have that. And this is probably the best frames I've ever gotten out of it. I had to turn off all the stuff at this airport to get it to run correctly. It still has a few stutters. It kind of has some frame stuttering every few seconds. I'd say every 20 seconds or so it has, but it's much better than it was. I haven't tried this out with a bigger plane like the PMDG or anything to see the performance, but so far in the small plane here, great performance. Turned off the 3D grass, turned off the cars, and turned off the clutter, and it's a lot better. And this is, one of the most beautiful looking airports that I've ever gotten for flight simulation, so it was kind of disappointing when I couldn't run it before, but seems to be running good now, and we're going to hold short here. Okay, we're going to get the TCAS on, the mixture full rich. Going to fix our trim a little bit. That looks good. I'm going to release the parking brake and we're going to go. The runway 34 left is what we're going to be departing today. And yeah, I'm going to give you a little tour of the area. I know the area pretty well, so I can actually give you some knowledge on it. And it's going to be a long video. It's about 52 minutes today. Basically, this is most of the flight. Just chopped up a few little areas where I created the save point or something like that. So yeah, basically this is most of the flight, and you'll get to see the area. If this doesn't sell you on the NorCal scenery pack, then I don't know what will. It's pretty nice, pretty accurate. There's a lot of farms out in this area. A lot of farming surrounds this airport, and then you kind of get into the city further out. But we're going to do some good VFR flying today. We don't go out VFR too often. And I know a little route around this river takes you straight to Folsom Lake and will lead you back to the airport. So it's a good reference point to go out flying. Alright, we're going to be we're on our way now. Alright, positive climb. Gear up. Just joking, we don't have this is a fixed gear aircraft. But always good to stay in rhythm with doing that if you're flying a lot of airplanes where you have to put the gear up. Now, I believe in the airport manual they do not recommend that you pair this airport up with Orbx Northern California, which I think is a little unreasonable, but it seems to be working just fine in the Cessna 172. I'm going to hand fly this entire flight today. So basically we're just going to fly out this way a little bit. So we're going to make our turn and fly the downwind, and then we'll follow the river. Nice little break in here. We had 2 days of rain straight in this area, and this is the first day that we're getting a break. It is in springtime now, so that's nice. You're going to see a lot more bush flying out of me, a lot more general aviation stuff now that we're getting out of this. And I know these videos aren't as popular as the big jet ones, but I wish people, you gotta have some appreciation for this type of flying, because you really get to see the scenery a lot more. It's kind of the difference of walking versus driving. you get to see a lot more when you're actually in the environment seeing it than, you know, if you're up at 35,000 feet flying by extremely fast, you won't see any of this stuff. So we're only going to go up to 3,000 feet and checking out this gorgeous scenery. Making our turn now. I actually debated doing this. I was kind of trying to think about maybe doing this live because it was so long. It was 52 minutes. I was considering actually airing this live on the channel to where the commentary is live. Right now the commentary is pre-recorded, but basically I would be playing the video for you guys. Anybody that shows up at the time that it's playing will be seeing it. They'll be the first ones to see it, and I can kind of interact with you during the video. So I decided not to do that, but I might try that in the future. The only difference is from doing it live is that, you know, everything will be edited, you know, a lot of the boring parts will be taken out, and it will be, you know, cleaned up and color corrected and all that fun stuff. So I might do something like that in the future. I haven't really seen that done before. It would almost be like how TV shows used to air live before, and well, not live, but it would air and then everybody would see it for the first time, and then you really wouldn't see it again until it came out on DVD or something like that. But in this case, it's just a video coming out with live commentary, live chat room. So I might try that with a future video. But okay, we are on downwind. Looking at the airport right here on our left. Actually went plane spotting over here not that long ago. Couldn't, the airplanes were landing on the other side from where I was able to get to. There's one side where it's a lot closer to the road, and there's another side where it's a lot farther. You have a freeway actually blocking the runway, and you can't get as close. But yeah, it's some good plane spotting out here. Now up ahead is the Sacramento River, and that kind of breaks off into the American, like I said, and we will look at that. That's going to be coming up pretty soon once we go around the bend here. Probably going to have to fly through just a little bit of clouds. Normally VFR flying you're not going to be avoiding clouds, but this is just a small one we have to get through, not much, and then it'll be clear the rest of the way. But yeah, happy to get to fly out of this airport. Usually try to avoid it because how poor the frames are. But maybe we can do some more stuff out of here. They have a citation center over here, the Cessna citation, big building over there where they work on the planes, and maybe they can do a citation flight out of here. We can pretty much go anywhere since it's like a business jet. We're going to be entering this little cloud here now. But yeah, if you have, I say these sceneries are definitely worth it. You know, most people have Orbx Global and Orbx Vector, but when you go beyond that and you start to buy one for a specific area, like Northern California, Southern California, really worth it if you plan to do generally, getting lost on my words here, if you plan to do general aviation flying around there, you know, lower and slower flying, then it makes it really worth it to get those. And if there's anywhere you want to see in Northern California, other than San Francisco, I have some videos of that. Or I guess I could do San Francisco. I guess I could fly around there in a smaller plane. Just let me know if there's any areas specifically that you want to see, and I can do a flight around that area. I want to do a lot more flying around here, especially being springtime. It's a good time to fly, and summer's coming up. So we're going to see a lot more of that. I'm going to be doing a flight around Australia pretty soon, which is a flight I did last year, and I want to do it again. Probably in the Cessna. I need to get some more smaller planes, or just flying the ones I have. I have a bunch I don't really use too often, so I need to get in those. But I really like the 172 here. I feel like it's a very realistic representation of what this aircraft really is. Though I've never flown in one, I've been inside of them before, but I've never flown in one. But soon enough, I will. I will be training in one of these eventually. Just don't have the extra De Niro at the moment, but soon enough. Okay, we're gonna turn right up here, and this is where the river breaks off into the American River. It turns that way into the Sac, and then it breaks away. I cut that part out because the fog was kind of filling, like, active sky does a weird thing sometimes where it just fills the whole sky with this blue fog, and it happened right there, and it doesn't look good at all because you can't see anything at all. It just kind of flashes up, like it'll come out of nowhere, and it's not because you're in a cloud or anything, it's just a glitch that they have not fixed, and I see it happen from time to time. But now we're on the American River portion. A little hazy out. Like I said, 2 days prior to this, nothing but rain, very hard rain, and so you're seeing a little bit of fog out there, a little bit of precipitation. It was very foggy in the morning, but it luckily cleared up like this, which is good enough to go flying. Not too many clouds out there. Lately, I've been learning how to fly the Dash 8, and we'll be doing a video for that pretty soon on the FSElite channel. Just checking out the new sound pack that came out for it, and eventually there'll be some flights of the Dash 8 on here. I know it flies out of Sacramento International Airport. They do a flight to Phoenix out of there, so that's definitely a flight we'll have to look into doing with that plane. But very fun aircraft, way different than anything else I've ever flown. Way different as far as the way a lot of the systems work, and the CDU or FMS. I think they call it the FMS in that plane. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Over here on the right, you're looking at Mather Airport, and I believe that is one of the longest runways in the world. That's what I've heard. I didn't verify it before that, but even if it isn't, it's still an extremely long runway, but I've heard it's one of the longest. It's not the world, then in the States, but very long runway. That's where they hold the California Capitol Air Show, which is really making its way back pretty soon to Sacramento, but they hold it over there. This year maybe I'll do a video doing some plane stunts in the Michael Wiskus Lucas Oil plane. And we're getting close to Folsom Lake. A lot of trees in this city. This city is actually nicknamed the City of Trees. I forgot the statistics, but the trees per capita in this city is it's up there as one of the cities with the most trees in the whole country. So I'd say cities like this are important to have the vegetation bumper all the way up to actually simulate how it actually is. Okay, and up ahead here is the lake. And you can actually see that they modeled Folsom Dam. I didn't realize that before. This is why I'm happy to be out flying around here. I didn't even know they modeled that. That's really cool to see. It's right in the middle of the screen right now. You can see it. And actually, that's exactly what it looks like, too. So like I said, guys, give me some ideas if there's anywhere obscure in NorCal that you would like to see how it's modeled. I'd like to find out too. Because so far they've done everything very accurately. See if we can get a better view of the dam. And then we'll enter the lake. We'll go around the lake a couple times. This lake was actually near empty a couple of years ago, or actually about a year ago, with the drought. They actually found an ancient gold mining village that was under the water that had shown up. All kinds of treasure, all kinds of things people lost in the water you suddenly had access to because of how much it had dried up. It doesn't quite look this full now, but it's definitely a lot better with all the rain that happened this year. And we still have all the snow melt off, which I think reaches this lake through the rivers. But yeah, it's definitely filling up. See the dam off to our right now. An excellent job. I actually got the idea for this flight. I went and I hiked over to this lake and saw at one point, I think it was a Bonanza or something, flew over, did a couple of passes, and I was like, you know what, I got that NorCal pack. I should do a flight over there and check it out, you know, because I haven't really done too many around that area. Mainly because of how the performance was, but now it's running really good. So that's kind of what inspired me to do this flight. Now we're kind of reaching nearly the halfway point. I just kind of want to see how many people make it to this point. So if you do make it to this point, put in your comments somewhere #aviation. Even though I know hashtags don't work on YouTube, that's just a little thing to signify that you made it halfway. Because I know a lot of people will probably skip through this, and I can't blame them. I do the same thing with a lot of aviation videos. You know, most of us check out the takeoff, maybe the middle, and then the landing. And totally understandable. I mean, not everybody has time to watch a 52-minute video, or some people's videos are an hour, 3 hours long, and nobody's watching those all the way through. It's one thing you have to consider with these things. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video live, but I just didn't do that. I need to find a good way to have it play. But yeah, made it to this point. Drop hashtag aviation, and I know you are the true champion for getting through this video with me, trying to find things to talk about. That's why it'd be easier live. I can have a conversation. But let me know if you guys would like something like that. You know, I'll put together a video like that where it's a lot of the flight, but we can talk over it, live commentary. I need to do more live streaming, but for the time being, I just enjoy doing these videos. Can't really want to record them live. You know, I wouldn't want to do a live stream and then turn it into one of these videos, because it, you know, a lot of things would be out of context, or, you know, having conversation with people in chat. So that's why one reason I don't do it. I'd like to spend more of my time getting these videos done than live streaming at this time. But I do need to live stream at least once a month, I hope. Hopefully, something like that, or more. We're making another pass at the lake. We'll go around one more time. Should be seeing the dam here again on the left. But we're looking at it from the back. There it is, right there. Now you can imagine if that dam broke, it would send a lot of water out to probably flood most of the city. As long as the lake's full. I don't know about now, but at least how it looks in the video here. Okay, we're gonna go in for the second pass. But yeah, it's gonna be a great year on this channel. We got the FS Labs. We do 20 videos going. We've always had the Nvidia 737, getting the Dash 8, courtesy of FSElite. Gotta love those guys. And I'm sure a lot of other planes and things will be happening on this channel. I think I might come up with a new intro video, a new 2017 video to intro the channel, showcasing new planes and stuff like that we got. I mean, we got the 717, all kinds of stuff. Now we are flying with the actual real weather. I mean, I usually do, but this is the actual real time and real weather at this moment. Like I said, if you have scenery like this, I highly encourage you to get a smaller plane out and check it out. You know, get back to the basics. Just go out with a six-pack. Not a six-pack of beer, please, but you know, the six-pack of instruments, and try to navigate around. Especially if you can do it VFR. You know, if you have a good scenery like this, the reference points should be accurate. I wouldn't really trust them too much if it's anything default, but if you have something like this, yeah, you can definitely go by the reference points or go out tracking VORs or DMEs or something and just have a good time with it, you know? Nothing wrong with using GPS, but it's also good to try to navigate around without it, just in case you ever get put in a situation like that. And yeah, try not to use the autopilot. Again, nothing wrong with autopilot on long hauls, but you know, like this is a good solid maybe hour and 20 minutes of hand flying I've gotten to do in practice, which is just good for your overall flying skills, good for your time in the particular aircraft. I don't get to fly the Cessna 172 a lot, but it is my favorite single engine plane to fly. So getting some time in with that is good. Now we're going to cut this way across the middle of the lake, and we're going to go around the outside. I want to get one more glimpse of the front of Folsom Dam, and then we're going to follow the American River back to the Sac River, and we'll see what's going on at Sac International. Hopefully we can get back in on the free floor left and right side. I wanted to do this on VATSIM, but there was no controllers in the area, so it was going to be pointless. Especially when you have to monitor just Unicom and it's all typing out. I mean, it'd be one thing if you could still speak to people, but you can't. So didn't end up doing that. I'd like to do some collaborations this year. You know, as Flight Simmer, I've talked about doing one. Talked about it with some other people too, but I haven't really done one. The only collaboration I did was with Country Flyboy when we did a stream together. But I'd like to do some more of those videos. Pretty good detail on the houses down there. They paint it in such a way to where if you're 2,000-3,000 feet above it, I think 3,000 is pretty good. It looks like they're actual buildings. Some of them are, I think they fill in with buildings, but some of it, it's just a flat texture, but it looks like the buildings are popping up. Okay, we're going to make our turn here. Holding 3,000 feet pretty good right now. But we're going to lose a little bit of it. There's the river ahead, and the dam is coming up. I'm going to try to get a shot of it. Yeah, I'm still very impressed that they modeled it, and that it's this accurate. Trying to get the plane trimmed right now on this, what we're looking out this window here. Very nice. Well, we lost a lot of our altitude. We gotta get back up to 3,000 feet. We lost about 400 feet. while we were messing around looking out the window. Get this thing trimmed up. Okay, back on the American River. Alright, let's get the ATIS tuned at Sacramento International and see what to expect. 12675.
Capital Airport information Delta, Panic 1, Panic 4, Manila, wind 1965, North 10, sky condition, no clouds, below 0 south, temperature 24.7, altimeter 3080, ILS, runway 16 left, ILS, runway 16 right, wind, runway 16 left, runway 16 right, VFR aircraft ignorant of flight, all aircraft redact, short instructions, advise controller on visual contact, Delta. Capital Airport information Delta.
Okay, so they switched the runway on us since we left. It would have been more convenient to come in on the 3-4 side because that's right where we'll be. But no big deal. We're just going to go. We're going to take 16 left, which will put us at the farther side of the airport. But we'll get a chance to taxi around the airport a little more and give you, show you a little more about how that airport looks. So no big deal. That's why you should always check ATIS. You usually have to in the real world, but if you're even if you're a flight simi, always check ATIS at the airport and see what's going on. Like I said, because we haven't been gone that long, and already they are landing and departing on the other side of the runway. If an airport does not have ATIS, you can always fly the pattern, and check out CPC Windsock or something like that. And that'll give you a good indication. But here's the airport right here. We're going to actually enter the pattern, the downwind, and then we'll be on our way in. comes a little landing strip I never noticed before. I think the Orbx modeled this. This is, I looked this up, it's just a little farming landing strip. Probably take off here and dust the crops and stuff. That'd be a fun little mission. Like, just simulate dusting crops. Maybe I'll have to do something like that. I don't see that done too often, so might try that out. But it's cool, it's modeled. I didn't even know this was here. It's really hidden on Google Maps. But yeah, maybe I'll have to spawn into that airport one of these days and do some flights, or just land at it in a smaller aircraft. Okay, we're gonna turn base pretty soon. We are far enough out. Thank you everybody who have muscled through the video this long. If you've been watching this whole time, you are awesome. You are a true fan, and I really appreciate it. But if you haven't, I totally understand. Like I said, I don't do the same. There's so many channels out there, and so many videos coming out, and you just can't spend all day watching them. Especially if you want to be flying around yourself. I'd rather be flying than watch someone else do it. But I still try to check out as many videos as I can, and need my support. But I do understand if you only watch the takeoffs and landings. I want to bring a new appreciation to videos like this. You know, because like I said, everybody loves the jets. I love the jets too. But there's an exciting world to explore with flying these type of planes around. We're going to start lining up and getting slowed down. I haven't landed one of these in probably a month or more. It's been a while regardless. But I think we'll do okay. Been hand flying it this whole time, so I've got a good feel for it right now. Winds aren't too bad, just about 4 or 5 knots. Sacramento is also one of the biggest farm-to-fork cities. Sacramento actually holds a lot of records for different things. But yeah, it's a city where most of the food at the grocery stores and restaurants come straight from the surrounding farms and onto the tables of the fine people who live here. More than most cities. But yeah, like I said, agriculture is huge out here. It's not really a farming city. It's a big city, a big metropolis city, but it just happens to have farms around it. Which I think is always an important thing. I think you should always have your crops nearby. I think each major city should have some type of agriculture nearby. But alright, we are on the final. We're on the glide slope pretty good. And looks like there's 2 pappy lights there. I don't think that's right. It must, I doubt there's actually 2 of them. I'm not 100% certain, but I don't think that's a thing. I think it's just, picking up 2 of them for some reason. Okay, the other side, the right side doesn't look like it has 2. This one does. I'd be very surprised if it actually has 2 of them for some reason. I've never heard of an airport having 2. Now this road up here is a good spot to plane spot. As you can see, the planes come right over that road, and it's the road that's straight ahead. Right as we pass this one right here, right ahead of us. You can't park there. You can get arrested for doing that, but I believe if you're on foot, there is no penalty to doing that. So that's a good place to watch the planes. At least land, because how close they get. Yeah, one pappy light is, they're not synced, they're different. One says we're on the slope, one says we're too high. Who do you believe? Now, I think we would have had a perfect centerline landing, but I yanked that just a little too hard on the yoke there, and got the float a little longer, but we did get a pretty soft landing. I always try to get the air horn, but I can never really get that. I've gotten it a few times with this, but that was not too bad. I'm happy with that. Okay, we're gonna head out this way, and we'll get to head across the airport actually, and show you a little more of that. I even have the AI traffic turned off right now, just for frames per second. This is actually amazing to me because I've never seen this airport look this good frame-wise. It's got a huge problem with that. It still does to this day. People are still buying it and experiencing that. They never really fixed it. And that stutter still occurs, like I said, every 15-20 seconds or longer. So it's probably something the developer did. It's probably one particular file that is causing that. But yeah, you can't really have the cars on in the parking lot, the 3D grass, or any of that. It just does not run good. Even on the lowest settings, you can set settings. I set them as low as they can go, and it was still, you know, you'll be parked and it'll look good, but it'll drop like 10 frames per second here or there. So here's a little static shot of the landing. Right there is when pulled a little too hard. I was trying to get a little flare in there, but it just went a little too much. But that was a good landing. Big wide runway too, so you got plenty of room. There's another angle. We're just going to wrap around the back to the side of the plane. Okay, back in the cockpit, and we're taxiing on through here. Love the texture work they did on the taxiways, runways, the paint. Everything looks so good. And like I said in the beginning, this is one of my favorite airports for the detail they've put into it, into the scenery. But now that I know that it runs this good with all that extra crap turned off, maybe we can do some more flights out of it. This airport goes to a lot of places: San Francisco, LA, Santa Ana, Vegas, Phoenix, and beyond. All kinds of flights come in and out of here. Next flight I'll be doing, I believe, will be a night flight. Haven't done one of those in a while. And it'll be from Miami to Raleigh, North Carolina, in an American Airlines flight. But that's what we'll be seeing next on this channel. Hopefully you guys are there for that. Should be going out on that one tomorrow or the next day. Actually, probably tomorrow for sure. And that'll be up later on in a couple of days. Okay, and we just gotta go straight down here, and that puts us where our parking is, where we started out in the video. One key thing I learned with this when you taxi it around, to pull back on the yoke a little bit, it lifts the nose up. It's easier to steer, easier to taxi around, and you won't risk the prop ever hitting the ground or anything like that. So yeah, just pull back on the yoke a little, and you'll notice a difference from doing that. I actually learned that from the channel, I think it's called Ask Captain Scott, where he has a good training video in the Cessna 172, the actual real 172. He starts out with doing the walk around, and then taxiing, taking off, flying around, landing. He has all that stuff. So check out his channel. He's got a really cool channel. He's I don't know if he still is, but he was an actual 747 cargo pilot. And he hasn't uploaded recently, but I think he's going to get back into it. But I enjoy his channel. There's the Cessna Citation Center over there on the left. A little bit of flickering on one of the hangers over there. Okay, I take this here. Sacramento International Jet Center. I think that's what it said. This is right here where you can fuel up. Looks like we got a caravan parked over there. We're gonna park next to that. Right, we're going to set the parking brake and get this thing shut down. But everybody, I want to thank you for joining me on this flight, especially if you made it all the way through. You are awesome. Until next time, be sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next video. You guys, take care.